Okay, so it looks like there is a conversation to be had. I was out of town yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to dive into this big news that the Sims team has posted online on their Twitter account, on their other social media platforms as well. I know there was this big statement and apparently they're going to be fixing bugs and issues and all of that stuff. Today, we're going to sit down, we're going to read through this, discuss it, even though you probably already know what this is about at this point. They write a message to our loyal community, link to the laundry list. So it looks like we also have an official laundry list here. We know that technical issues with The Sims 4 have interrupted your gameplay over time, and we recognize that this has caused you much frustration. Oh yeah, frustration is an understatement. There are so many Simmers that can't play their games at all because literally everything is just so broken. So, it is about time that something like this is addressed. Today, we can share that we have assembled a team to invest in the core game experience, including tackling your reported concerns. This newly formed and focused team means we'll be able to increase both the number of fixes and the frequency with which we ship these batched updates. Our first release is scheduled for the next patch later this month, May 2024, with others following roughly every 2 months. The details of this month's release are in the, in quotes, laundry list, which is available now on the Sims 4 newsroom. Okay, so we don't have much time in May left. We actually only have one Tuesday left in May, so I guess it kind of confirms that the next patch and the first for this statement is actually coming this Tuesday, May the 28th. But the little bit here where they say roughly every 2 months, I'm a little nervous about this because if we go off their track record, they don't have a history of sticking with things. And that's why as I'm reading this, I don't feel as excited as I should be because I feel like there has been a pretty big level of mistrust that has developed over the years now here. It's lovely to read this, hear this news and read these words, but it just feels like that to me, words. And I'm not trying to sit here and be a negative Nancy. At the end of the day, I'm a realist. I'm not going to get my hopes up. The Sims team has a pretty big record of promising things and not delivering on them, or at least delivering them at first and then switching up or changing things after a while, or just abandoning whatever was promised. So it's hard for me to not take these words with a grain of salt, and if you are feeling the same exact way as me, you're completely valid in doing so. This is a game in which we have spent so much money on all of these packs, all the DLC that's been released, all the updates. So we want a fully functioning product. Yes, it's great that they're finally addressing this and that we can actually have this to look forward to. I'm very happy and I'm grateful for that, but I can't help but feel like this should have happened years ago. And if we're really being honest, it shouldn't have even happened years ago. It shouldn't have happened at all if these packs were just released and not broken, I was about to say that them putting out a statement is the bare minimum, but honestly, them following through on all of this and completely fixing the game is what is bare minimum, because we shouldn't be in this predicament at all, where Simmers can't even fully enjoy products that they've spent hundreds and hundreds and some over $1,000 on. And another part of me is kind of worried that, let's say they do put in the effort and they do stick with this, what if it isn't enough? What if these bugs and issues are so bad and this has just been left to rot now for so many years that there's only so much they can do, and that internally there's only so much this game can improve in terms of performance? I also worry about that too. Alright, so on to the second half here. They write, additionally, we'll continue making core improvements to the performance of The Sims 4. Our next patch will include some optimizations across platforms so the game uses less memory. As a result, you may experience fewer crashes, a better frame rate, and or a more responsive simulation. That's been one of the biggest issues for years now, is the constant simulation lag. The performance definitely needs to be tuned, so this is really good news. And the fact that they're already addressing some optimizations on the upcoming patch, I'm assuming by our next patch, they mean the upcoming one this Tuesday, unless they're talking about the next one after the first patch. You know, this was not on my bingo card for 2024, and honestly, I don't even think I would have expected this from them at this point. So this is honestly just still kind of shocking, but they pretty much have full on apologized to us, guys. This is literally an apology. And before I continue the last part, what I want to say is I feel like this could potentially be fueled by all of the competition. You know, Paralives has announced that early access is starting next year. That game is coming along very well. There's a lot of interest for that. We also have Life by You and Inzoi that are in development, and we know that we're going to hear more with Inzoi very soon. And now the new life simulation title from Midsummer, you know, with the ex-sim guru Grant on the team now being announced. They know that they have some big competition. It's between that and the fact that The Sims 4 has just kind of been so buggy that simmers are giving up. The only reason they would make a statement like this is because there are a lot of people that are sharing their experiences with the game, and their experiences not being positive ones. So the fact that we even have this statement really says a lot. And I do want to say, if you have been speaking up about the state of The Sims 4, thank you. Thank you for doing so. You know, it's okay to hold them accountable for this. You're paying money for these games. You have a right to share your concern for the performance, the bugs, issues, and all of that. You know, people will try to make it sound like you're being a negative Nancy or that you're moaning and complaining. What people don't realize is when you pay for a product, you deserve to have said product that works and functions properly. And that currently does not. So you have every right to complain. And I don't even see it as complaining. It is literally just constructive feedback so you can have a working, functioning product. But my point being, I can't help but think that the competition is really lighting a fire under their asses. And I think that could be part of the reason why we have a statement now, because they know this might be ultimately why they lose a lot of fans to other titles. So I do want to say, if there was no other competition, if we did not know about Life by You, Inzoi, Paralives, if none of that existed, honestly, I don't even know if we would have gotten this statement. They probably would have just kept going with how things were, because this is and would have been the only option for life simulation in the future. So they know that they could have taken money from their loyal fan base, and look at how they even addressed us as their loyal fan base at the beginning. So they know that simmers are going to buy up anything they release. All right, to finish this up, thank you for continuing to play and invest in The Sims 4. Our team is more dedicated than ever to developing great The Sims 4 gameplay experiences into the foreseeable future, and we appreciate your support as these critical improvements roll out. Okay, so if you guys are dedicated to gameplay experiences, can we please make sure that when we are launching these expansion packs, they're not launching broken? Because I mean, if we talk about the latest expansion, For Rent, and if we talk about High School Years and other expansions, things did not release in the best state. So I hope that, you know, developing a team to go back and look into these issues, you know, that's also happening. Can we also make quality assurance a priority too as well, please? Because let's say they go back and they're fixing stuff. What is that going to do if we're just launching our expansion packs incomplete still? You know, I think that there needs to be more in terms of quality assurance for these packs. So all in all, I'm happy, I'm grateful, but I'm not really excited. It's just been far too little, far too late, and personally for me, I need to see action before I believe it. So basically, I'll believe it when I see it, but for right now, these are just words. All right, so on to the next part of this video, which is for the upcoming laundry list, the laundry list for May. You may notice we're investigating more issues than previous months. This is because we've assembled a team to invest in the core game experience, including tackling technical issues with The Sims 4. We have continued to review reported concerns that have interrupted your The Sims 4 gameplay over time, and we recognize that this has caused much frustration. Yeah, that's an understatement. It's why we have set out to form this focus team, which will be able to increase both the number of fixes we can address and how often we ship these batched updates. Our goal is to fix more reported concerns, both big and small, over the next 6 months and beyond, to check off more boxes on our laundry list. This is the first release, with others following roughly every 2 months. Keep an eye out for future laundry list announcements for the latest rundown of fixes. Oh, don't worry, we will be keeping eyes out because we want to make sure that the Sims team is going to hold themselves to this. We should not be having to hold them to this. So at the end of July, we are going to be checking in and questioning whether something is coming if, of course, nothing new is announced by them in terms of updates. So we begin with base game fixes on your screen right now. I feel like they usually don't have much on the laundry list. Like when the patch comes out, I definitely feel like the patch notes for things that were fixed or improved is a lot longer than the laundry list, but this laundry list here is actually pretty beefy. We have 2 fixes for cats and dogs even, 1 for cottage living, 2 for dine out, 1 for eco lifestyle, 3 for the For Rent expansion pack, which to this day is still very, very buggy, 1 for get to work, 2 for growing together, 2 for high school years, 3 for horse ranch, which is another expansion that I totally forgot to tell you guys is pretty buggy still, 1 for island living, 1 for seasons, and 2 for the gallery. I want to know what you guys think about this statement from the Sims team. Were you guys expecting this at all? And also, of course, your thoughts on the laundry list for the upcoming patch, which is likely coming out this Tuesday, guys. So it's going to be a pretty big patch day. I might even go live this patch day because I have a feeling these notes are going to be pretty darn long. And it's likely going to be a little bit longer than our laundry list here, as it usually is. Share your thoughts on this latest statement, this latest apology, and plead for us to continue buying their packs below. That's it from me. Take care and happy life simming.